Hello, my name is Brianna Reeves, and welcome to my MPA 594 Week 2 Multimedia presentation. During this presentation, I'm going to talk about two theories in which one I believe could use some changes to better work in modern day public administration, and then the second one that I believe still is a good theory for public administration today. The first theory I'm going to talk about is the bureaucracy theory, and it was written by Max Weber, and it was designed to ensure efficiency and economic effectiveness. It is also an ideal model for management and the administration to bring an organization's power structure into focus. Weber's focus was on the trend of rationalization, which led him to really take focus in the operation and expansion of large-scale enterprises in both public and private sectors. I think overall Max Weber's theory is pretty well written. However, I do think it's too black and white. There's no flexibility. The rules and procedures, it must be followed. I do think the top and bottom hierarchy does not utilize specialized lower levels to make decision making in any type of organization. A lot of times, individuals in management positions, they aren't the ones out there getting their hands dirty. So when they're implementing policy and procedures, they don't really know what's working and what's not. So when something needs to be changed, they're not able to influence the change in a positive way because they're not out there doing writing the policies or implementing the policies. An example of this would be a deputy having a new tactical, takedown for resisting criminal, and the higher ups not taking that into consideration simply because of the position the deputy is in. Another reason I believe that this needs to adapt with change is it doesn't allow people to use common sense, as everything has to be written in policy to make the decision. And a lot of times, when you're out in the field, decision making has to be made right then and there. And something that might work for one scenario isn't going to work for another. Another downfall to this theory is the ability to make a decision without leadership's approval. It's going to make the person that you're serving, which most public administrators do, is we serve the public. And if the public is unhappy, the person serving them cannot make a decision right then and there. They actually have to go to management, and that takes time. And with time, the person you're serving gets, they get very anxious. That's not what they want. If you can make a sound decision right then and there, you should be able to. And with Max Weber's theory, it's not like that. The only people that can really make changes or make decisions that could fall in a gray area is management, and management is not always there during the situation. A lot of times you have to go back to the office or you have to go back to the station, speak to somebody, and then they have to think about it, and the turnaround time is a lot slower than if the individual who was first brought this conflict or problem, if they can make the decision right then. The second theory I'm going to talk about is Mary Parker Follett, and it is on the organizational theory and management behavior. She's probably one of my favorite early theorists because of her approach. Mary Parker Follett defined the management as the art of getting through things through others. She was also referred to as the mother of scientific management. Her ideas on negotiation, power, and employee participation were highly influenced in the development of fields of organizational studies. What I loved most about her leadership theory and how I think it would continue to be effective in modern day public administration is she talked about the importance of powering with rather than powering over, and integrating with employees to solve conflicts. Now, why I believe this is still beneficial in modern day public administration is because it's a form of leadership that I actually utilize, and I am one of a top manager. Uh, and my team, I were able to effectively um, essentially run our business because I utilize all of their strengths and their weaknesses, and we work together. For example, I'm not always on the front line, so I don't know what they're encountering on an everyday basis. So when something isn't working or they bring it to my attention, I always ask, well, if you were able to write the policy, what would work better for you? And I always take that into consideration because I don't know, I don't utilize the software like they use, and I'm not getting down and dirty. Maybe I'll jump into the software once or twice a week, but if it's not working for them, they know more than I know. So where Max favors theory, it wouldn't be beneficial into making changes because it would only be me that would say, oh no, this is what we're going to do and move forward from there. Where um, with Mary Parker Follett, she really implements what I wouldn't say the lower employees, but employees on the lower end of the totem pole, essentially. Um, she takes their ideas and their innovations. Another reason I believe that her theory is beneficial today is because she really talks about the employees feeling valued, and when they're valued, they're able to, you get more out of them rather than employees that feel like just a number and it's, all business, and they get burnt out and they don't want to be there. Yes, they're going to be great for a short period of time, but employees that are really valued, they want to they're more willing to make the managers happy because they want to see results, because they feel empowered. So she talked about group power rather than individual power. So if I'm the manager and I'm the only one that feels empowered, my employees are not going to want to strive for excellence, because it's all going to be put on, oh, well, that's for her, not for what they're gaining as employees. And my motto has always been, if my employees are happy, we're all happy because we're all going to strive for excellence together.